News is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park, NV Salon, Spa, Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Tisley Cross, Deliciously Smooth Cider, and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. Speaking in his position as Director of Strategy at the Recovery and Development Agency RDA, Mr. Neil Smith has called on influencers to model the type of behavior they would like to see in society today.
I'd like to say that if the reduction of crime is an aspiration of ours, and I'm listening to the governor and the commissioners, the minister, the DG, if that is an aspiration of ours, it is important to note that such an aspiration depends less on enforcement and more on the individuals, what they view as their sacred responsibility to their fellow men and to the society at large. Right? So it is a social issue. And those types of responsibilities in each individual are not something that they're born with. And it has to be modeled by the influencers in society. Right? And generally speaking, those are the leaders, whether it's in the church, whether it's our elected officials, whoever influences society. It's important that we model the type of behavior. I'm assuming that I'm an influencer, but it's essential that influencers, whoever they are, model the type of behaviors that they would like to see reflected in society, and crime is directly related to that. So you cannot legislate it. It has to be modeled and demonstrated, okay? So in addition to doing this, I'd just like to encourage the influencers that are listening to us today to recognize the sacred responsibility you have to model the type of behaviors we'd like the society to have.
It was the occasion of the turning of sod for the construction of the joint shore-based building to house the Marine Department of Immigration, His Majesty's Customs, and the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. Speaking before Mr. Smith, almost all those giving remarks had much to say about illegal activities that prompted Mr. Smith's remarks.
Ensuring maritime security is vital to the interests of the British Virgin Islands and is central to my responsibilities as Governor, working in conjunction with ministers, and particularly through the National Security Council. It's self-evident that we need to be able to patrol our territory's waters to guard against the trafficking of illegal drugs, a trade which is deeply damaging both to this territory's international reputation and to those young people who get caught up in the criminal groups who run drugs trafficking businesses. Anyone who suggests that such trafficking doesn't affect us because the drugs are only in transit is wrong. This trade brings serious organised criminals to our territory, can corrupt public officers, and steal the lives of those caught up in drugs-related violence. And we equally need to guard against those who engage in gun or human trafficking and protect our borders from the growing challenge of illegal migration via boats coming into our waters. Only this week, we had another 19 illegal immigrants found on Virgin Gorda.
It is essential for me to stress the importance of this joint marine shore-based building. This building operation serves to prevent illegal immigration, illegal narcotics smuggling, and illegal importation. This makes this base critical to the security of the Virgin Islands and immigration management while ensuring economic prosperity and national sovereignty are withheld. The government of the Virgin Islands places the security of the Virgin Islands on land and within our territorial waters as one of our top priorities. The government of the Virgin Islands has always supported law enforcement agencies We have always made funds available and other resources for law enforcement, and we remain firmly committed to fulfilling our role in supporting law enforcement and national security.
But I want to recognize that the BVI, in my opinion, is safe. I also want to recognize that efforts such as these will make the BVI even more safe. You see, we must send a message that the beautiful waters that we have are just to enjoy, and to snorkel, and to dive, and to boat. But it should not be that we maintain or have a reputation as being a place for human smuggling, a place for drugs, and other forms of trafficking. This project represents a strong and direct message to those persons who might think that they can be used, or this can be used for other purposes.
As we all know, the territory is an archipelago with many islands, cays, and inlets. This means that as law enforcement officers, we must secure the vast aquatic territorial space if we are to make the Virgin Islands the safest place in which to live, work, and visit. It is generally accepted that for major safety and security issues, they exist on land. What is less appreciated is that these issues which manifest on land are influenced by national security threats which emanate from both outside and inside of our territorial waters. Our unique geographical location and characteristics unfortunately make us a prime location for organised criminal organisations that are involved in firearm, ammunition trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and transnational movement of the proceeds of criminal conduct. Whereas the presence of these criminal enterprises in the territory is by no means a new phenomenon, recent analyses indicate that they have taken on a new and sophisticated dimension which present formidable challenges to the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, His Majesty's Customs and the Department of Immigration, which are of course the three primary law enforcement agencies responsible for security of these beautiful Virgin Islands. And let me pay tribute this morning to the collaboration that we have with Immigration and Customs, and to celebrate the work of the Joint Task Force in recent weeks have proved their very strong value in what we've achieved jointly and together. It is therefore through a vision with safety and security in mind that these three operational agencies are here today, solidifying a partnership on this new work space. The reality of the security challenges which I have summarised above underscores the need for law enforcement agencies to improve on their response in order to ensure that we can collectively counter the threats which emanate from international and territorial waters. Identifying the problem represents the beginning. The vision of this partnering workspace is to become a solution, and this groundbreaking and contract signing here today is the reality of that.
This was said on Thursday, January 19, 2023.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050.
Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year.
Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
but with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life.
We will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.